him up when he fast asleep, send him on a pleasant cruise. When you wake up on the sea, be sure to think of me and you. To think about paint and to think about glue, what a jolly boring thing to do. Andy Warhol looks a scream, hang him on my wall. Andy Warhol, silver screen, can't tell them apart at all. Andy Warhol looks a scream, hang him on my wall. Andy Warhol, silver screen, can't tell them apart at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mount Lebanon School District. We are happy that you've joined us for this performance. As a courtesy to our performers, we ask that you turn off or silence your cell phones. In the event of an emergency, please exit through the door you entered the theater or through the exits on either side of the stage. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the performance.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, I love your blouse. Very bold. And your cameo. Charming. I love that color on you. Really makes your eyes pop. Ooh, the spunky mask. You look like fun. Hey, if we could take this chicness, bunch together, and follow my Gucci heels, your tour of the little tiny, itsy-bitsy, broad and breathtaking world of nature and landscape, like Frederick Edwin Church's 1859 masterpiece, The Heart of the Andes, will be positively wow. Follow me. How do you feel looking at this? Tense? Anxious? Well, you will if you look deeply into the detail of Albert Bierstadt's The Rocky Mountains, Lander's Peak. You can almost hear the birds. Hear the birds? But look bottom middle. A gopher is peering out of a hole, unaware of the adolescent with bow and arrow and something to prove. Bottom left, another gopher stands helplessly watching the teenage hunter size up his rodent buddy. Don't shoot him! Don't shoot my buddy! Look at you, you little rodent. You're such a cutie. Yes, you are. Ever feel like that? No? See, it doesn't have to be a total helplessness. It can just be that feeling you get when you owe an agency 20% of your salary when all they did for you was find a notice on the museum's website, or a modeling agency 50% of anything you find yourself and they're not even looking for you. Or the mail you keep ignoring because you maxed out 3 credit cards trying to make yourself marketable to the new love of your life, and you're waiting for it to call as he promised. Well, he filled the time doing tours of anxious landscape art. Oh, I love this painting. Follow me.
Camille Monet, you shall sit there. I shall stand here and we shall capture your beauty with my brush. How's that sound?
Kiss, kiss.
Wink, wink. Oh, look who's coming.
Sorry I'm late.
You shall stand behind my beautiful wife and smile, thus adding contrast.
I would be delighted.
Hello, Ernest.
Look who else is here.
Sorry, so sorry. He drove. What else need I say?
No problem. We are ready to begin?
Claude, this is just brief?
A brief sketch.
Really?
I just need it for the form. And now, we begin.
Claude, do you know the more I think about you,
Not now, Alice.
the more I think you're all I think about.
They may hear you.
I don't care.
I do.
Have you talked to Camille?
I haven't.
I can't believe I'm in this painting with you. Shh. Think about it.
I'm not.
It's fate.
Yes, but
Have you spoken to him?
it's not the time to speak to him.
Of course not. After he captures your beauty with his brush, then
You're making me blush.
blush.
I don't want to blush.
I want to see you blush.
No, there will be no blushing in this painting. I want to be radiant.
Blushing could be radiant.
Please, Ernest, please, be patient. It should really be you and I in this painting, you know.
It will come
When?
someday.
Soon?
Very soon.
Look at her, thinking she is the object of your eye, when I am.
Absolutely.
Then why are you looking at her?
I'm trying to paint her.
Look at me.
How can I look at you and paint her?
Why not?
Because that doesn't make sense.
Put my face on hers,
That's insane.
and your face on his.
No.
Give her my smile,
No.
my eyes,
No.
an ear,
Stop it.
then very crooked teeth.
I can't concentrate.
I don't want you to.
Well, you're doing a good job. Red? I need more red.
Why do you need more red? More red coming up?
I just think more red.
Am I blushing?
Not particularly.
Unparticularly? Am I blushing unparticularly? Because I don't want to blush unparticularly either.
You're perfect.
Here's your red. Why did you say that?
Say what?
She's perfect. She's not perfect. I am perfect. Say it.
You are perfect.
Is that good?
Perfect. I mean, impeccable.
It's been 3 days since we've been alone.
61 hours.
23 minutes.
6 seconds.
Sponge.
Sponge. It's been 2.5 days since I've seen you.
I can't think about that while I'm thinking about this.
I want you to think about that, not think about this.
Think about anything while I'm doing this.
If you really loved me, you would think about that, not think about this while you're doing this.
Is it possible to not think about something while you're trying to do it?
Then think about this. Kiss me.
Give me now.
My lipstick. My lips. They've smeared all over my face.
Look what you made me do.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Look what I've done.
Look what I've done.
There's a big blotch of red where her face is.
Watch this. I will cover it by raising my hand.
Watch this. I will cover it by painting her raising her hand.
He's preoccupied.
That big swatch could be her sleeve.
Ernest.
Genius.
Yes?
Genius move.
Give me your handkerchief.
Brilliant.
See handkerchief now.
Now blend.
From your top coat pocket.
I will blend in the red under her eye.
Here.
I will hold this in my right hand.
Around her mouth.
Blend a bit.
The other eye.
I'm blending.
Look at me blend.
Keeping my arm arched, I can wipe on cue.
And now to counteract, I will add in the red under her bonnet, bouquet, bench, background so much they won't even notice the red on her face.
Geraniums. Put geraniums in the background.
Yes. Yes, hundreds. They'll absorb the red.
Ernest, what's this in your handkerchief?
It is a note. Read it.
too much?
Too many geraniums.
You think?
Look what you've done. Put someone in. Standing there.
What do you mean?
Me. Put me in.
No.
Yes?
No.
Me. Looking at the geraniums, it will deflect color.
It would even it.
With a parasol. A beautiful dress. Elegant. Flowing.
White, alive.
Reaching out to the flowers. Because you are those flowers. That will be our painting.
It works.
Let her have the foreground, but make her lifeless, gray, dull.
Sad. It would downplay the red.
Very sad.
If her lips were closer, her eyes,
Glaze,
her eyebrows.
drooping, make them droop. And in the background, put all of the sunlight on me.
Yes?
Keep him in the dark too.
Absolutely.
Shadows crawling around them.
And with her hand away from her mouth, she can hold whatever it is she's holding. What is it she's reading?
I've read.
You read it aloud.
I want to be with you forever. Love, Ernest.
That is how I feel.
Pay no attention to her. My parasol. Make it as if the sun is shining just on it. I shall hold this note in my hand forever. Yes. And though I seem to lean away from you, it's because I cannot read the note. The sun seems to have gone behind the trees.
A sticker brush.
Sticker brush.
There.
Love it.
A triangle of 3.
Yes.
How's it coming, Claude?
Are we close, Claude?
We are finished with the first impression.
Good.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
And as you know, I do not allow anyone to see it.
I understand.
We understand.
So, in the painting, I'm going to be standing right about here. You.
You?
Yes, me. Claude. Why is Elise going to be standing there?
She's in it for purpose.
And the purpose is...
Balance. She balances out the purpose. I think. That's right.
That doesn't make sense.
Wait a second.
And I balance the geraniums.
Geraniums?
That complements the sunlight. Shouldn't I be doing that?
If anyone should be brilliant, shouldn't it be Camille?
To contrast your shadowy images? Am I in shadow, Claude?
No.
Oh, no, Claude. I get the impression we're looking in the shadows.
No.
Are we lurking, Claude?
No. No, there is no lurking.
Sounds like lurking. With my dazzling parasol? I want a parasol! But you have a note, or whatever it is that you're reading. And what in your hand are you reading? I don't know. I can't read it. I'm in the shadows.
Yes? We are lurking here in the shadows with an unreadable note.
While I, in my white bonnet,
White bonnet?
elegant, flowery dress.
Elegant?
Claude, I'm sorry. I must have a word with you.
Claude, I must speak with you too.
Speak all you want. You only have one right, to look at it when it is finished.
But what it sounds like, Claude, my God.
From whom?
Your assistant, your wife, your friend.
None of whom have seen it. You are judging something that doesn't exist.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Do you not trust me?
No, that's not...
no,
No, it's not that.
Do you not feel my talents could portray you honestly?
Sorry.
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 Yes, the portrait will be divided in shadow and light, contain geraniums, and Camille will be center. And yes, it will be magnificent, colorful, balanced. And even artists in the end will look upon it and say, look at Claude Monet's gorgeous portrait of Camille Monet on a garden bench, the handsome smiling gentleman and the elegant lady with the perfect parasol. Need I say more?
I didn't know I was center.
Thank you for the handsome smile.
And the perfect parasol.
I need 2 months. I still have to finish our son on his hobby horse.
Claude, I have a headache. I must head inside.
Well, I have all this to put away.
I'll take Camille inside.
Yes, Ernest. I'll stay and clean up.
Alice, I will see you later.
Yes, Ernest. I will see you later. That went well.
It did.
You have your form.
I do.
I have my place.
In the painting. Surprising.
Claude,
Yes?
I want to be center.
Not now.
When?
Soon.
How soon?
Very soon.
But when I'm in the center, Claude, will I be in the shadows like poor Camille? Because I don't want that, Claude. I don't want to be the lady in the shadows on the bench. I want to be in the sunlight with a parasol, but centered, Claude, centered.
It will come.
When?
Someday.
Soon?
Very soon.
Claude,
Yes?
it's coming faster than we thought, Claude.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because, Claude, you should read this note I just found in the shadows under the bench. That's the sad, centered woman drop.
I stand here waiting for you to bang the gong, to crash the critics saying, is it right or is it wrong? If only fame hidden I'd be, baby, could
The trays? Place them on top of any garbage bin. Thanks. I can't talk long. I'm working. But it's true, it did happen. And it happened because I love art. Because, as Andy Warhol once believed, if you hang around art and artists long enough, then you too will be famous. Excuse me? Well, ma'am, if you feel that the yogurt seal was broken, then take it to any cashier and they'll get you a new one. All right? Hey, you're welcome. It's just... I'm 30. Been an art lover for 10 years, or as long as I've been blessed to work here. I'm trays, garbage, and floor duty. And I'm also convinced that it's because I do my job well that it happened. I mean, here is exactly where I was standing, right? And I always cringe when I gotta say his name because I always get it wrong. So let's just call him the artist. Huh? The artist was sitting there, right? And he walked up and he gave it to me. And that's it. He left. Never saw him before or again. And I like it. I think the drawing looks just like me. But then a curator comes up to me and asks if I've seen the artist. So I say, no, he just left. The curator's disappointed. So I ask, how famous and who is the artist? That's when the curator said exactly what I told reporters. I'm sure you would know or be interested in any of his art. So that's when I show him the drawing the artist did of me, collecting trays in the artistic way that I do. And he looks at it for 10 minutes. No, really, about 10 minutes. Like, his eyes opening more and more as he looks at it. And then he starts walking away with it. And I say, excuse me, that's mine. And he says, no, I'm sorry, this belongs to the museum. I say, it's a drawing of me. And that's when he said exactly what I told reporters. A person in your station of life cannot begin to understand this in the way that I do. Do you understand? That's when I grabbed it from him. And it ripped in half. And that's when in our crowded cafe, he starts screaming, "You're fired! You're fired!" I grabbed the other half, and I ran. That was yesterday. I mean, today it's all over the news. All right, it seems a reporter was following the artist. So the curator is suspended with pay, and the artist has offered to do a portrait of me. And I said I'd be delighted. My favorite painting here is called Waitress in Duval's Restaurant. So I think my portrait should be called Tray Picker Upper in the Met Cafe. What do you think? I now have an agent / lawyer as of 10 this morning, negotiating my case and the future lease of the portrait to the Met. So life is good. I am back to work, and I guess it's true what Andy Warhol said. If you hang around art and artists long enough, you too will be famous. Excuse me. The fruit. Sure, go through the cash register and to the right. Hey, you're welcome. I better get back to work. Picking up trays. And you never know who's here today.
This is a Native American courting flute. It is made of catlinite, named for George Catlin, the American landscape artist who not only has the most paintings in the White House, but who gave up his law practice in order to document the cause of Native Americans. He has 500 paintings, organized the first Wild West shows, and lost all his money doing both. But when you look at this flute, you have to think that he tried, like I did with my flute in my state's beauty pageant. Only to come up with that second place ribbon that I stare at every night, dangling from my desk lamp, wondering, will that be the highlight of my career? Was that my 15 seconds of fame? Well, I thank you, George Catlin, and we salute you and your flute. Wow, it's quite inspirational, isn't it? Follow me.
Tried my best to feed her appetite, keep her coming every night, so hard to keep her satisfied.
Got you!
Ow!
Put the world down!
Jeez, okay, I'm putting it down.
I'll squeeze!
Hey, it's down.
You want to lose this?
No, whoa!
Should I call security?
No.
Somebody's in trouble. And this is why I don't date anyone steady.
I had to hear it from someone else.
Hear what?
You took someone on a tour last night?
Ooh, uh-oh. Oops. I warned you. I did too.
Stay out of this.
Just saying.
Both of you!
I was asked.
By whom?
The assistant curator of Roman art. I forgot his name.
I know. The new young cute guy with the hair all spiked.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't like him.
Well, he was a statue short and he needed 3 statues.
Oh, and were these the other 2? I should have known.
So I said I would help.
Don't either of you have any friends who aren't dating someone?
Well, he volunteered.
That's right.
That's right. You volunteered. You didn't have to. You did.
He's the assistant curator of Roman art. He's in charge of us. And he needed a volunteer for 1 hour.
I heard it took 3 hours.
Not even 2.
Hour and a half, really.
Well, when you factor in drinks.
Oh, and the hors d'oeuvres?
The hors d'oeuvres were very good.
Surprisingly.
Shut up! And I hear she's young.
Oh, hey, didn't the museum just open?
Atlas, Poseidon's right. Customers any second.
Very attractive.
If Atlas is sent to storage, won't we all get sent?
Atlas, Poseidon's right. Let's get posed.
And an Amazon woman, huh?
Ow.
Huh?
Hey, I hear someone coming. Someone's coming.
I know about you and Amazons.
Get ready, Atlas.
I know the history of you and Amazon maidens.
Atlas, get the world.
I'm sorry.
Bull, you're sorry. I hear you had a great time.
Atlas, apologize again.
Promise her anything.
Oh, say you'll marry her.
Atlas, are you listening?
I'm very, very, very sorry.
Oh, we're doomed.
Do something. I can't go back to storage.
Sophia.
Oh, no.
It's out of control.
I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot.
Atlas?
He doesn't even hear us.
Sophia, you are a beautiful statue.
Stop it.
I mean, look at you. You're a beautiful young Roman maiden full of life.
I'm a tart.
You're not a tart.
You'll never marry me.
Okay, listen. You go back to storage room 24.
25!
And you wait for me there.
That's what you always say.
You and I will have a talk tonight.
We never have a talk. We have...
Okay, well, tonight we'll have a talk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't it all?
Sophia, listen to me.
I'm just sitting by myself in that storage room with those sarcophagi, 3 headless guys, and that chariot going nowhere, and I wait. I wait for someone to come by, for you to come by, for something to lift my crappy, dusty little life out of the pit of the Julio-Claudian period where I don't even belong. And then that statuette of a failed masked dancer comes by, whoever the hell she is, and has the audacity to tell me that you were having a great time on the roof garden with some Amazon maiden. Oh, good!
I know it's not fair.
No!
I know it's not right.
No!
Well, it's gonna change right now.
It is?
Before we're all in room 24.
With the sarcophagi.
The headless guy.
Oh, God. Yes, it is, and I'm going to change it.
How?
Well, I'm going to tell that young curator to get you out of that room.
Really?
I'll demand
You will?
that you,
You know, I almost believe him.
as my beloved, as the real reason that I hold up this world,
You go, guy.
must be within my sights. Amazing speech.
Well, okay.
And I'll tell him tonight so he remembers I did him a favor.
Promise?
Cross my heart.
Oh, so. Okay, hey. Hey, I hear customers.
I do too.
I should go.
I'll see you tonight.
You better be there.
I'm there.
And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. Now, let me just get the world here.
Of course.
There we go. Back and ready to go.
And I'm sorry too.
Oh, no problem.
Apology accepted.
Very understandable.
Absolutely.
The 3 of you are so lucky to be up here, highlighted in the sun and sky with live people around.
Well, hopefully someday.
You'll be bubbling with us.
Sophia, I am carrying the weight of it for you today.
I knew you were, Edis. I knew you were. Oh,
Here they come.
customer.
Oh, Atlas! Aren't you cute? And those muscles!
Keep your hands off the sculpture!
Bella gialla luna brilla strette
strette come butto belle faste già sotto celle di Roma. Down each avenue, via street or strada, you can see them disappearing two by two. On an evening.
Right now, I'm going to talk to the curator of this museum, and I'm going to tell the curator of this museum to change the name of my painting. Because I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But I love my cat. So why? Why would I let anyone paint me teasing the cat I love? First of all, who paints cats? That's weird.
But Mother says, Annabella Cagliacci is one of the most famous painters in all of Europe, and he's usually a painting of Jesus, son of the saints, and he wants to Christ the whole nosy family with the painting of you or your sister, and not a cat. And you're going to be teasing the cat about to scratch you. You teach everybody not to tease the cats.
Here's where it backfires. 400 years ago, everyone knew we were message painting. Today, everyone thinks we're just two kids harassing a cat. The title of our painting isn't, "Don't do this." It's two kids teasing a cat. We've become poster children for animal cruelty. We're the meanest bastards at the Met. Mothers and fathers can't explain us. Every day I hear, "That's terrible."
Those mean kids.
But poor kitty. They're calling me a psychopath. I'm the one stuck in 400-year-old psycho art. Yeah, laugh it up. You're not the one in counseling 4 times a month. I belong to a group called Psycho Art. That's a big group, too. It's me, all the guys from the painting The Abduction of the Sabine Woman, the Messerschmitt sculpture, A Hypocrite and a Slanderer, a lot of unicorn hunters, rabbit stalkers, few demons. Painting a Salome holding how that John the Baptist stopped by the other week. That one's her fault, though. She does carry it around. Anyways, we meet every Monday by the Cannibal Art in Oceania. Ask an usher if you're interested. Well, I gotta go to my curator meeting. I'm late. But it's not gonna change anything. We have a saying here at the Met. Nothing changes once you're dry. Wish me luck.
Antoine.
1 second.
Franz is filling
Right with you.
the guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are the father of chemistry.
Marie, you're talking in your sleep.
They hate us.
You're yelling in your sleep.
You're right, tax collector.
Marie, no one is looking for us except maybe art lovers.
Antoine, oh, I go to sleep afraid, I wake afraid.
Marie, get ready. The museum just opened.
But suppose they cut off your head.
Can't cut off my head again.
They can cut your head out of the painting.
Marie, we're one of the most famous paintings in America.
We have to run, Antoine, we have to run today.
With the frame?
Of course.
And go where?
Antoine, I just had a dream that it happened today.
But it can't.
It could.
Marie, I think you should talk to the portrait counselors again.
Customer.
Hey, Mr. French metric system, how many inches did they take off your neck? And look at you, Marie. You're going to be taller than him any minute.
Sometimes I want to just reach out and slap them.
Oh, Marie, try to smile.
I can't.
Think of your beautiful dress.
Still, I cannot smoke.
Oh, Marie.
Because I keep thinking that Jacques-Louis David knew that in 6.5 years you would be named and guillotined.
How could he have known? It is a coincidence I'm only holding up 6.5 fingers.
Customer!
It's just your curator, don't freak out.
But the museum's open.
Guards at the doors.
Are you sure?
Because I just found out about something amazing.
Is there something wrong?
Stop worrying, Marie. You're always worrying.
Oh, we were just talking about that.
Because I had a dream last night that something terrible happened.
What is going to happen?
Actually, already happened.
May 8th, 1795. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do, Marie, but please put that out of your mind and think about this, which is really great news.
Oh, I need really great news.
Quote, we are hoping you allow us to exhibit Antoine Laurent Levassier and his wife by Jacques-Louis David for a run of 6.5 months in 6.5 rooms, opening on June 6th for the first ever Back to the Reign of Terror exhibit in the Louvre Museum in France.
Yes!
No!
Is she all right?
Marie!
What? Is she okay?
She's okay.
Antoine!
Marie, Antoine's here. I'm right here.
Antoine, I just had a most terrible dream.
Open your eyes, Marie.
I dreamt that the curator came to see us and...
It's okay, Marie. We can say no.
That's right, you can say no.
It's no. Absolutely, positively no.
But before you do, know that you'd be reacquainting with old friends.
Like?
Funny you should ask. You'd be with the ruins of the Tuileries Palace. Is that a good cry?
Bad.
A drawing of Robespierre.
Oh.
Another bad.
Not a good list.
Though it's a drawing of the decapitated head of Robespierre.
Oh. We like that one.
Hello? One second. It's Elizabeth de France, Louis XVI's sister. I have to take this. You talk.
Good idea.
Liz, I have some great news about the opportunity in France.
No.
Come on.
Absolutely not.
To see France?
To be captured.
To be honored.
As they hold down our canvas.
It is the great apology.
Cut out your head and throw it in the sand.
It is a different France, Mary.
My nightmare was right.
They even have a high school named for me.
This is why I had the dream.
Even the Hotel de Ville has a statue.
It is a trap.
They might even let me back into the Academy de Sciences.
I will not. I will not. I will not.
I saw you had a fruitful discussion on the subject.
We've tossed around a few ideas.
Louis' sister who chose the guillotine is going back.
Well, we will not go.
Oh, thank you, Antoine. But don't be angry.
But under one condition.
Anything.
That you would talk to the portrait counselors again. This week?
I promise.
Listen, I have to chase down David's The Death of Socrates. I just saw him turn the corner. If you change your mind, slip a note under my door.
Will do.
Won't.
Actually, probably won't. I'm glad that's over. Now, where was I?
Oh, Antoine.
It's okay, Mary. We are safe. Content here.
Antoine, yesterday I was reading a French newspaper.
Now, if I just add oxygen.
Someone dropped it.
To the combustion.
And it says that in France, when one buys a television, the tax office sends you a bill for a television license.
With these changes.
And the tax office sends you a bill for garbage.
Run this experiment.
And these are wildly unpopular taxes. So I'm afraid another tax revolution may occur any day. We'll be caught in the middle.
Customers.
that one.
Cool looking statue.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, shoot! I've heard of this painting.
Cute couple.
Yeah, this is the one where he got his head chopped off.
Did she get her head chopped off?
No, I think he just got his head chopped.
Well, then how did this survive?
Yeah, if this is in France, they probably have his head cut out.
Well, let's go.
Oh, yeah, smart guy staying here. Oh, yeah, McDonald's.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear what he said?
Sometimes I just want to reach out and slap these people.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to
Jimmy A. Big John. John Jacob Jingleheimer Autobahn Schmidt. No. Everybody loves John James Audubon, Haitian, illegitimate son of a French sea captain who took him to France. Audubon married his neighbor, went bankrupt, went to prison, and then went bird hunting while his wife stayed home and worked as a nanny. But what detail! Everyone thinks Audubon was so nice to birds. He killed almost all the birds he painted. He once said, "I call birds few when I shoot less than 100 per day." Then he wired their wings, put them in a stance, drew 435 species, 4 volumes. That's a lot of dead birds. And who can't completely identify with these birds? I mean, after the manicure, pedicure, haircut, makeup, outfit, belt, bag, heels, accessories, all wired to look perfect. Don't you feel that way? Flawless, beautiful, yet what movement can we make because of what it costs to look this way? And the cost? Whoa. Last month I spent 50% of my salary on product. These birds always give me the chills, don't they? I mean, knowing the detail. Hey, let's do another one, shall we? Follow me.
I should ask her to the dance. Why not? Why can't I ask her to the dance? What is wrong with me? When I see her next, I'll just say, "Maria, are you going to the dance? And if so, would you like to go with me?" Ugh, why is this so difficult? Then I'll just grab her, kiss her, make her want me. Not a good idea. I'm doing it now.
I should ask him to the dance. Why not? There's nothing wrong with a girl asking a guy to a dance. When I see him today, I'll just say, "Giorgio, would you like to go to the dance?" And then I'll freeze, like I usually do. Why don't I have any confidence? Then I'll just throw myself on him and kiss him. Maybe I should just wait with that. If I lose, I lose. I'm doing it.
Hi, yeah, I was wondering if Maria was here today. I haven't seen her yet. Sure, I'll hold.
I was thinking of asking him, but then I keep thinking.
Oh, she is?
Oh, there he is.
There she is.
Gotta go.
Bye. Hi.
Hi.
Can I talk to you about something?
Sure.
Say, those are very nice earrings you have there.
Oh, thanks. Bought them at the museum shop.
Say, there's a
What?
dance? Did you know that there's a dance?
The dinner dance.
That's it.
Here at the museum.
Yep, that's the one.
And it's coming up.
It sure is.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I just have a lot on my mind lately.
Oh, that's okay. Me too.
With last night's meeting and all the new regulations.
There were a lot, weren't there? But you were saying something about...
Oh, the dance.
I was thinking about that this morning, too.
Oh, you were? I mean, what were you thinking?
Well, it's my first year working here. Your first year, too, right?
Oh, yep.
Well, it seems it's the event of the year.
A big deal.
Yeah.
It seems.
So when Charlie asked me to go...
Charlie?
Do you know Charlie?
No.
He works at the main desk.
I don't like him.
I thought you said you didn't know him.
I've heard things.
Oh. Well, when Charlie asked me to go...
He did? I mean, He did?
I'm sorry, I seem to have lost my train of...
You were saying something about Charlie?
Oh, yeah. Whew, say, is it hot in here?
Yeah.
Wow. They must have turned up the heat.
I think they did.
All guards, please be ready for the museum opening.
Gee, we gotta go.
Yeah, but what I wanted to talk to you about
Yes?
was the dance?
Really?
But now with Charlie.
Oh, I'm not going with Charlie.
Oh?
Told Charlie no.
Oh.
A big no.
Okay.
So I'm not going with anyone. No one, not anyone at all, in case you're wondering, just to set that straight.
I'm not either.
Uh-huh.
So,
well, if you're not going with anyone.
and you're not going with anyone.
For the love of God.
What was I just thinking?
Oh.
Would you like to go to the museum dinner dance with me? Did you just ask me to go to the dance? Did we just say the same thing? Whoa! So? Sure. I'd love to go. I'd better get back to my spot. Talk to you. Okay. Soon. Later. That was the weirdest thing that ever.
I'm a blue period Picasso stuck on a wall in the middle of a hall in Barcelona, trying to figure out how to get down. 'Cause this solitude is bringing me down. The paintings around me, they don't understand me. I'm a bit too early, I'm seen as development during adolescence. I have form and shape and color too, but I miss you, and that's the content, that is the focus, that is what all the school is reading to us. It's just a part of what I am, it's just a part of my beating heart, beating for you. So I beg you, please wrap me up, please take me up, please hold me close onto your breast. Run down the stairs, out in open air, away from the latest, the Japanese tourists. The gods will notice, 'cause I'm so hopeless. Take me wherever you originally came from. You will be famous, seen in the headlines. Though you just kindly stole my heart. See, enter you just kindly stole my heart. A world famous artist. I'm a blue period Picasso, stuck on a wall in the middle of a hall in Barcelona, trying to figure out how to get down. 'Cause this solitude is bringing me down. It's just a part of what I am, it's just a part of my beating heart, beating for you. So I beg you, please wrap me up, please take me up, please hold me close onto your breast. Run down the stairs, out in open air, away from the latest, the Japanese tourists. Their gods will notice, 'cause I'm so hopeless. Take me wherever you originally came from. You will be famous, seen in the headlines. Though you just kindly stole my heart. See, enter you just kindly stole my heart. A world famous artist. You just kindly stole my heart. See, enter you just kindly stole my heart. A world famous artist. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. Headlines. Stay with me. A world famous artist. Stay with me.
It's Warhol, actually. Hole. It's Hull. As in hulls. What? Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. Like Hull.
a cement fix, bigger standing cinema. Dress my friends up just for show, see them as they really are. But the people in my brain, 2 new pens to have a go. I'd like to be a gallery, put you all inside my show. Andy Warhol looks a scream, hang him on my wall. Andy Warhol, silver screen, can't tell them apart at all. Andy walking, Andy tired, Andy take a little snooze. Tie him up when he fast asleep, send him on a pleasant cruise. When you wake up on the sea, be sure to think of me and you. To think about things and to think about glue, what a jolly boring thing to do. Andy Warhol looks a scream, hang him on my wall. Andy Warhol, silver screen, can't tell them apart at all. Andy Warhol looks a scream, hang him on my wall. Andy Warhol, silver screen, can't tell them apart at all. To college, studied art. To be an artist, make a start. Studied hard, gained my degree, but no one seemed to notice me. Painter man, who would be a painter man? Painter man, who would be a painter man? Tried cartoons and comic books, dirty postcards, rubbish books.
There I was in uniform, looking at the art teacher. I was just a girl then. Never have I loved since then. He was not that much older than I was. He had taken our class to the Metropolitan Museum. He asked us what our favorite work of art was, and never could I tell him it was him. Oh, I wish I could tell him. Oh, I wish I could have told him. I looked at the Rubens and Rembrandts. I liked the John Singer Sargents. He told me he liked Turner. Never have I turned since then. No, never have I turned to any other man. All this having been said, I married an executive company head. All this having been done, a Turner. I own one. Here I am in this uniformish pantsuit sort of thing, thinking of the art teacher. I was just a girl then. Never have I loved since then. No, never have I loved any other man. Tell your sins to me, and I'll do them all over with you. I know it's green, so I hope you come over. And I don't know if I'm going back.
All the single ladies, 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 all the single ladies. Now put your hands up, up in the club. We just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing.
Cynthia,
Yes.
break's almost over.
I know.
Gotta head back
I will.
with the basket and the broken eggs.
Yep.
And don't leave any eggs behind.
Nope.
And Cynthia, on break, could you not take the basket with you?
I thought I had to take the basket,
It's museum policy not to take items that aren't attached.
but they say the eggs and basket are a part of me.
Don't we believe everything we read in the guidebook?
Actually, I'd like to leave the basket there.
And Cynthia, I think we may have a bit of a situation here.
I still have 5 minutes.
Yes, you do. But you're on the stage they use for lectures, and I think some people are coming in.
So?
I just don't want you to be in an embarrassing situation.
More embarrassing than my painting?
Cynthia, I think an audience is forming.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll take 3 or 4 minutes to get back from here.
An audience?
So let's head out.
Hello.
Cynthia, that's against the rules.
How are you today?
Cynthia?
Hello out there.
Cynthia, you know if you don't leave now, you're going to be late heading back.
Hi.
Let's not do this.
No, I'm going to do this. I have some things to say.
Hello. I have a small announcement for those coming into the lecture hall. The lecture has been moved across to a bigger and better venue.
Why's that?
I don't know. But if you will now move directly across the hall.
Unless you'd like to listen to me.
Cynthia, nothing you say will interest them.
Oh, contraire, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be shutting off the lights in approximately 5 minutes.
Not true.
Cynthia, you know if you're late getting back, your mother will be very upset.
So what's she gonna do? Scream at me like she's already doing in my painting?
Cynthia, something's wrong. What's wrong? You can tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Do you know what day it is?
Well, I know it's your anniversary.
Yes, it's been 257 years, and today my lover gives me this!
A ring?
A ring!
An engagement ring?
He says it's a pre-engagement friendship ring.
After 257 years?
He's a slow mover.
That's for sure.
But a ring and a move towards a commitment!
Cynthia, you know you can't wear that.
Why not?
No ring.
Please?
How can you? Think of your mother, your brother, your composition.
I want a ring.
It would ruin everything. You, your lover, your mother, and your brother would be taken off the wall and no one would want to see you.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And besides, you and your lover make no sense together.
That's a very mean thing to say.
It's true.
I just want a different life. I don't want to be that woman anymore.
Cynthia, think how lucky you are to be the focus of a famous painting.
That's easy for you to say. You don't have all the curators and young girls pointing at you, shaking their heads. The point is, I depress people, and after 257 years, I think it's finally gotten to me too.
Cynthia.
It's not fair.
No, it's not.
Most women in paintings are adored.
But it beats the alternative.
Which is?
Being painted over, not existing, pushed against each other in storage. You think your lover likes holding your mother back, that she likes screaming? And your brother, after all those years, trying to put that egg back together. That poor little kid.
I could keep the ring in my pocket.
Actually, you could.
I could?
But it wouldn't change how people view you.
It would change how I view me.
So we'll think about it.
I'd like that.
Why don't we go on out and we'll talk about it?
Really?
Yes.
If we can talk about it.
Absolutely.
257 years and finally a maybe.
Let's go, broken eggs.
That's future Mrs. Broken Eggs to you.
There's a storm for every spring. All you see and you and me became from the start.
The father of the Hudson River School, Thomas Cole, moved to America at 17, and he and his pupil, Frederick Edwin Church, were the most influential landscape painters. This is View from Mount Holyoke, Massachusetts. On the right, a beautiful day, and on the left, a thunderstorm. In the bottom middle of the painting, Thomas Cole painted himself painting this painting. Is this not like real life? Thinking all is well when in reality a raging tempest is bearing down? I can completely identify with this. Who knows what torrential downpour is behind us? Who knew after putting Ted through law school that 3 days after graduation, Ted would tell me that he was leaving me for a 10-year-older woman with a seat on the stock exchange? Who could have seen that coming? So this painting means a lot, not only as a warning, but as a reminder. Hey, enough storm clouds. Let's just move on, shall we?
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. Stand clear, done man attack. You can't stand where I stand, you can't walk where I walk. Watch out!
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty. Here, Sphinxy, Sphinxy. Where are you, Sphinxy?
I know you're here, and I'm going to sit here till you want to talk to me. I'm going to jump. No, you're not. Out that window. Have you looked out that window? Who called them?
Please move away from the window.
Maze, did you call them? When you opened the window, you activated the alarm.
If you jump, we have a net.
They have a net. Almost makes you want to jump.
You're making me crazy.
Calm down. You're getting yourself all worked up.
That's easy for you to say.
Here, Sphinxy, Sphinxy. Psst.
What?
She's in here.
Why do you think I'm sitting here?
We have to close the window.
You try, and she'll fly.
She can fly?
And she'll hurt herself.
You get her away from the window, I'll close it.
No,
If we work as a team.
not a team player.
But Maze.
Aristotle, I peel apples alone in my painting. I've always been alone. She's my only friend.
But as our union rep.
Not impressed.
Maze, if this action of hers will jeopardize any of us from ever going for walks in the park.
C'est la vie.
That's very selfish.
Want an apple?
Maze, down that hallway waits an entire SWAT team with nets and tranquilizing guns.
Anyone else want an apple?
How can someone who represents such modesty and peace be friends with such a man-hating beast?
She's just so funny.
So you're not going to help?
For instance, my painting is called Young Woman Peeling Apples. She calls it Babe with a Blade.
On the other hand, when you want to go on walks in the park, who stands up for you?
Aristotle, you're a good guy. I'm not.
I did not say that.
And she's even worse.
Remember last year when this Sphinx went on the roof? What happened?
I do.
They tranquilized her down.
That was terrible.
Then locked us down for a month. No roof gardens at night, no windows on Mondays, and no park privileges.
Okay.
Sit in your isolated world, Maze. Have fun with your man-hating friend, but when we lose, don't come crying to me.
Okay, I understand.
I'm going to talk to them, find out what they want me to do. Then I'm coming back, and I hope you will help.
I'll think about it.
I'll be right back with a plan.
Aristotle?
What?
Her name is not Man-Hating Beast or Sphinx. It's Cleo.
Be right back.
You're such an idiot. You're gonna ruin it for all of us.
He's right. You're going to get shot again.
Not if I fly higher.
Oh, yeah? And where are you going?
The Madison Square Garden building.
Are you kidding?
I've thought about it a long time.
It's 40 blocks away.
I was talking to Diana about that building. Do you know her?
Who?
Gold, nude goddess, American wing sculpture, has a bow and arrow.
Oh, Diana.
Beautiful woman, slender.
I know Diana.
She was modeled after some guy's mistress who's building Madison Square Garden.
She's nuts.
She is!
She shot another tour director today.
Good for her. I hate him too.
Graze the lady's butt. They may put safety tips on her.
Well, she was on top of the building, says the view is gorgeous.
Cleo, they'll take away a lot of privileges.
I'll negotiate before I come down. So, you turn off the lights when I say, ready on 3.
Cleo, Why are you all frustrated? You don't get like this unless someone did something to you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Who was it?
It's none of your business.
It is my business. I'm your friend.
Never mind.
What did they do, Cleo?
Nothing.
Oh, I know. Someone answered that new riddle of yours, didn't they?
Maybe.
Was it Oedipus?
Nope.
That Rodin, what's that statue?
The thinker?
The thinker?
Nope.
Will you please help me help you?
It was Aristotle! In front of everyone!
Why didn't you tell me?
So embarrassing! I don't want to go back to European painting. I just want out.
Okay, Cleo. This has happened before with riddles. So let's first try to put this in perspective.
Sphinxy, Sphinxy.
You answered her riddle?
What?
You know how she reacts to people, especially men, answering her riddles.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
A man of learning, harassing a poor, psychotic, man-hating hybrid?
I don't like her.
I am shocked.
She prances around the sculpture court.
Oh, let her
with
be.
that tiara.
Oh, please.
She was berating Ugolino. Solve this riddle. There are two sisters. One gives birth to the other, and she in turn gives birth to the first. Poor Ugolino, he's starving to death with his sons and grandsons. Why is she taunting them?
And he answered it!
I apologized 3 times.
Screams out the answer.
There's so much a man can take.
Night and day! It's night and day that gives birth to each other.
If I have to apologize again to close the window, I will.
Everyone, Oedipus, Adam, Perseus, even the head of Medusa was laughing. Night and day and night. That's why, Maze, I'm ready on 3.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
She's so pushy.
To be the cause of this?
It was in the moment.
To allow passion to escalate a violent situation?
Maze, if this gets out, I'll lose the upcoming election.
You deserve to lose the upcoming election.
You have to help me, Maze.
Then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do.
Well, they have a plan.
Never mind their plan. This is what you're going to do.
But Maze.
You are going to call off the museum SWAT team and shut that light off.
I can't tell them what to do.
Yes, you can. You are going to close the spotlights for 1 minute, and I will close the window.
How?
I don't know how. Never mind how. Just shut down the lights. I'll close the window.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I do.
Now go.
Thanks, Maze.
Don't thank me. It may not work.
No wonder everyone loves your painting. You're so serene, so calm.
Now go. Call off your SWAT team and maybe you'll win your election, oh father of reason and logic.
I am. Good luck.
Move away from the window. We have weapons pointed.
Cleo, this beautiful apple says, to the fairest. Just like the apple that started the Trojan War, the fall of Eden. Cleo loves apples, doesn't she? Cleo wants apple, doesn't she? Sit. Stay. Good girl. Good Cleo.
Good apple.
Very good girl. Cleo, nobody understands you like I do.
Yum, 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 yum.
And nobody understands apples like we do.
Cleo loves apples.
Yes.
Maze peels perfect apples.
Yes.
Cleo loves Maze.
And everybody thinks Aristotle is the father of logic? Bah.
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 It worked. Everything's secure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a genius dealing with this man-hating deviant.
Don't mention it.
And if I may say so, you look very cute today.
Who's the deviant? I'm 15.
Well, actually, you're over 350 years old.
Go away.
May I at least have an apple? Thanks.
And they wonder why I carry a knife. Yeah, you tell them.
Everybody wants to be a cat because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
Tell me everybody's picking up on that feline beat, 'cause everything else is obsolete. A square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born.
Every time he plays.
Still life. Or tables full of fruit and vegetables. The only thing never original about still life are the titles. Still life with fruit, still life with lobster and fruit. This, my favorite, the Silver Tureen, Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin, 1728. See the cat crouching, about to pounce on a dead rabbit? Any young woman can completely identify with that in this city. If you're not being hit on by some 20-something with something to prove, you're being hit on by some 50-something divorcee with something to prove. Either way, you feel cooked or hunted. By the way, this is famous because it blends the emotions of cooking and hunting. Hey, let's speed up, shall we? Because I have a very important third date, and I'm supposed to be in a Second Avenue restaurant in about 30 minutes. Hey, we only have one more to go anyway, so what do you say we move a little quicker? Come on, let's move it. Keep up.
Listen up. I said attention. Diana, nude sculpture, American Wing. If I don't hear from you, you're not here. I said if I don't hear from you, you're not here.
What happens then?
Then you stay here until I hear from you.
Here.
Thank you. Soap Bubbles, Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin, European Wing.
Doesn't look like I'm here.
Cut the attitude, Chardin. Do your work and you'll be out of here.
Repression!
Baby Maze, the lace maker, European Wing.
Over here, very upset, and I may need a changing soon.
You mean a change of attitude?
And a wipe. I may need a wipe. You gonna do it, big guy?
All right, you know the rules. You've all been here before. Extra paper, pencils here. Diana, 500 times, I will not shoot tour directors. Chardin, 500 times, I will not blow bubbles. Baby Maze, 500 times, I will not throw sippy cup. Ball's in your court. I'm leaving at the end of this, but will you?
Joni, Joni, Joni.
That does you no good.
Talk to me.
Nothing to talk about.
Look at your hair.
I wish you
Real
wouldn't.
hair.
Wish you wouldn't do that.
Do you like me?
I think you're very nice. Yes?
As a woman? Do you like me?
I think you're a very nice woman.
If it were a Friday night, roof garden soiree, would you, as they say, hit on me? Buy me a drink, Joni?
Listen, you have a lot of work to do, and I would do it.
Or would you rather hit on me, Joe?
Why don't we all do our work?
Or me. Maybe she'd hit on me and get arrested.
Baby Maze, this is twice this month we meet.
First, it's Master Maze, and this was not my fault.
Never is, right?
It was a selfie stick. The couple were swinging a selfie stick. It was coming right at my mommy. I hit him in the back of the head with the cup. He dropped the stick.
Really?
Yes, I love my mommy. I'm going to let my mommy be hurt.
Good for you.
That's what I said.
All right, why don't we start what we need to... Or did you appeal?
No.
I did.
Why not?
It's the 19th time I've thrown.
In 359 years? That's nothing.
This year.
Oh.
Really?
You are out of control, babe.
Don't call me babe. I'm older than you.
Pardon me.
Don't call me babe! I'm not a babe!
All right, why don't we start what we need to do? Does everyone have paper?
Joni, I have to ask. Do you like tour directors?
Yeah, they're okay. Without them, half of the people wouldn't be here.
That'd be great.
That'd be fine with me.
I hate them. I hate them all. I'd like to take my arrow and shoot every single one of those bastards right through the heart.
Woo! Tell it like it is, Diana.
Well, how would you like it? People pointing at you, making fun of you all day?
Diana, I know we are going with this. We've been through this before. It's not going to change.
If I were in storage, it would.
That's the goal?
Maybe.
She shot 3 tour directors this week.
That'll do it.
I'm shocked you're not.
Or higher. I want to be up where I can't hear any of them. She was the mistress of the architect of Madison Square Garden, and on and on. It was love. He loved me.
Is it true about the rubber tips?
How did you hear that?
I hear everything.
Is that true?
You're gonna put them on your arrows?
I will shoot them immediately.
I was just blowing bubbles and they throw me in here with these psychotics.
I am not a psychotic!
All right, I think we've had enough discussion on our problems. Why don't we start what we need to do? Nothing is going to change here.
But it's good to talk about them.
Sometimes.
Always.
You do know there are counselors available 24/7.
I don't like them. I like you, Joni.
Well,
you listen. The guards listen.
I don't know how to help. They know how to help.
With safety tips and 500 sentence punishments?
That's not the counselors. That's the disciplinary board. You must get that straight.
Why don't they work together?
I don't know. This is beyond me.
You can tell them for us, Joni.
I'm just a guard.
I am blowing bubbles. Listen to this. I am on my break. My break, mind you. In a lecture hall blowing bubbles when suddenly some customers come in and I think to myself, hey, this is my time, my space. I'm blowing bubbles. So anyway, they come in, they ask some questions, I respond. I'm blowing larger ones, and they begin to cheer, and then suddenly I hear,
Jordan, I have a security question.
yes,
What are you doing?
hanging out.
Did you set this up?
I'm on break.
Jordan, I thought we talked about this.
We did.
I thought we made an agreement about this.
Listen, they came in.
Jordan, you're not supposed to talk to people. You're a painting.
Sorry.
No, Jordan, the problem is now your break has become a performance.
But let me explain.
We're a museum, not a sideshow.
But they had questions, and I explained.
Jordan, you're not supposed to explain. Remember, your painting just is. We talked. Be the bubble.
My bubble is important.
Yes, it is, Jordan.
Don't make fun.
I'm not making fun.
Don't demean my bubble.
I'm not demeaning your bubble.
I see what you're doing.
I'm just trying to put things into perspective.
This is just another attempt to discourage me.
No, I'm not.
To put me down.
I'm not putting you down, Jordan.
I may just be the slight image of a man blowing a solitary bubble.
We all appreciate you, Jordan.
And that's when I lost it.
What did you do?
I pulled out the gun.
What? A gun?
Yeah! And I let it rip.
Oh, my lord!
Be the bubble. Here's your bubble, baby. You be the bubble. I've been the bubble. See how it feels to blow bubbles for over 280 years with no damn appreciation. There were bubbles everywhere. Covered the entire place. It looked like a laundromat exploded. They had to close down the lecture hall. I was off the wall like that.
Where did you get that?
Can you get me one?
Oh, some kids left them in the coat room. This is the second one. Genius invention. Idea of the millennium. And you better not say anything.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Joni, you're okay.
Isn't she the best?
Okay, enough with the hair. Jordan, I'm sorry they pushed you like that. They shouldn't have pushed you like that.
I was 100 years overdue for an explosion anyway.
And tour guides should be nicer.
Why, they say? I'm just doing my job.
Because we should all work together.
I appreciate that, Joni.
And we're trying to crack down on the selfie sticks. We had a big meeting about it yesterday.
Good luck with that.
Thinking about it, there is something I can do about your situation today.
What?
Well, this better not go any further than this room.
No.
What?
Well, if you fill out one side of the paper, which is, I think, 25 lines, is that right?
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
Well, then if everyone cooperates, maybe I could run down to the color copier in arts and drawings and make
20 copies.
Is that right?
25 lines, 20 copies equals 500.
All right, baby Maze.
What did you say?
All right. What do they call you?
Master Maze.
Well then, all right, Master Maze.
Thank you.
But you must do all 25 lines.
Oh, I will.
I'm doing it.
I'm on this.
And legible.
Oh, make them clear.
Try to make them all the same.
What an idea! Genius.
And you'll be on the wall, on your basin with your mom tomorrow. All right, there we go. Everybody's working, everybody's happy, and I can read. What are you reading, Joni? I'm reading The Art of Detention.
Imagine yourself a frozen nude, up on a shelf, contemplating the humanity below you. Well, that's kind of hard to contemplate, isn't it? Because, well, who wants to be frozen, unable to move? Oh, but I don't mean that in a bad way, like you're trapped, but rather like it's a game. Then it's rather cool, isn't it? Granted, you're still unable to move, because if they saw you, they'd take you off the shelf, melt you down, and you could end up over an abstract as a bolt or a bicycle wheel spinning backwards. And who'd want that? That's helpless. That's crazy. All those faces, smiles elongated, because, well, you're moving, they're moving, like two side-by-side trains, unsure which is actually moving when you both are. Oof, forget that thought. I'd much rather be frozen. At least you're still taking it all in, contemplating the humanity below you. Like a king. Though you're nude, you know, you don't see many nude kings, do you? I mean, I understand the concept. The concept is perfectly clear, but it gets drafty up here, and then that's all you're thinking. Why is it so drafty up here? Why'd they put me up on this shelf next to the air conditioning unit where it's like 60 degrees eternally? And seeing, or so the story goes, I am supposed to be above the gates of hell. I mean, where one would assume it's pretty hot out, right? I mean, isn't that a valid assumption to make about the general weather of that region? I mean, let's go to the map, Dante. As you can see, today's weather is heat, with a probable chance of a more heat. I mean, isn't that a probable assumption to make about the general weather of that region? But no, it's drafty. Which confused me for the first couple of decades, but well, I figured it out. Oh, I'm probably boring you, aren't I? Oh, you're probably up there thinking, he's so boring. He looks cool, though, sitting up there contemplating the humanity below him, like some pantheon god, ruling thought, an archetype to be reckoned with. But then doesn't that boring thought just kind of slip in there sideways and you're saying, all right, I've seen it. That's the guy thinking. Got the picture, been there, thought that. I'm bored, he's boring, and why is it so drafty up here? Up next to this boring nude guy sitting up there contemplating whatever the hell he's thinking about. Well, I love thinking, and there's a lot to think about. You know, there really is a lot to think about.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. I ain't no psychiatrist.
which finally finds us in conclusion with George Caleb Bingham. Genius, so famous. Fur traders descending the Missouri. See the leashed bear cub on the front of the boat? It looks like a cat, but supposed to be a bear cub. Don't you feel like that? You're on a journey. You're on a short leash there on the front of the boat. You know you're moving. You know you're going somewhere, but you don't know who's steering. You're just floating along, doing your thing, yet there's a bit of desperation in the calmness. You feel real independent out there, but when you turn around, you always realize that you've given some guy in your life the paddle. As a side note, George Bingham was an unsuccessful portrait painter who decided he would just paint local rough, tough Missouri boatmen who aren't around anymore. Well, cha-ching, remember that. Paint things that aren't going to be around much longer. When I was in college, I always painted my boyfriends. And if I had continued that with my internship here at the museum since Ted left me, I'd have a whole gallery. I'd have a whole cyclorama. Hey, so to wrap up nature and landscapes, 3 big rules. Use contrast, details, and anything not going to be around long. All these artists followed that, and though bankrupt and complete failures, they all created masterpieces. They all got lucky. Speaking of lucky, my boyfriend. Excuse me. Hello, love. What? Who? Oh, I see. Okay. I understand. Thank you. That was my boyfriend's cell phone, being used on the other end by his wife. Excuse me. Oh! Why am I so stupid? So, hey, who wants to do a couple more? Want to see New York from the heights near Brooklyn? A beautiful 1820 watercolor by William Guy Wall, where you can almost see where the Brooklyn Bridge will be, that I may be contemplating throwing myself off of this afternoon. So let's go. Come on, keep up. Everyone keep up. Tour's not over. Cut it out.
The yearly dinner dance is starting off.
Well, it sounds great. And soon enough, they're gonna start wandering.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a chance to pick one off.
No.
Maybe 2.
No, we're not.
It's a tradition.
Well, at least make sure he's drunk so no one believes him.
Oh, here comes one.
Atlas. How you doing, man? Holding up that, thing that...
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm doing that.
No more. I do not like this at all, and I'm officially not participating. Customer.
Hercules! It's just Joe. It's just
Who?
Joe Johnson, he works here.
Hercules, I can't do it. Everything we talked about, asking Helen to the dance, I can't do it. I'm sorry, guys. I know you spent a lot of time helping me boost my confidence.
You can do it, Joe.
But I get right to the moment. She's right in front of me, and... But I have one last plan. I left her a note to meet me here at 10. It's 5 to 10. She should be here any minute.
What's the plan?
Well, the plan is I'm gonna hide behind you, and you're gonna ask her to ask me to the dance.
That's the plan?
That's the plan.
That's not a plan, Joe. That's called hiding.
But I can help when I'm back of you.
No, count us out.
No, stupid plan.
Customer! Nope, here she comes. Please help me!
Hey, Hercules, Atlas, Poseidon.
Hello, Helen.
Nice music, isn't it?
Helen, do you find it fun to have a dance here at work?
Kind of, except people still keep asking me where's the bathroom. Funny thing happened though. Someone left this note at my table. It says, Helen, meet me in front of Hercules, Roman Wing, 10 p.m.
That's interesting.
And typed. How weird.
Helen, did you happen to come here with anyone?
Just my mom. I wonder who would leave this.
Oh, well, I thought you were coming with Joe Johnson.
Me too. So did I.
No. What gave you that idea?
You know, you guys are always talking.
Laughing. Don't you have lunch sometimes?
We do, you're right. We do sometimes, but it seems Joe has a girlfriend.
No, I don't.
No, he doesn't.
He's sitting with her.
You're here with a girl?
Talking, smiling.
Joe?
Looks like a girlfriend to me.
No, that's not true. It's,
Oh, really? Then who is she, immortal Hercules?
Who is it?
My cousin.
His cousin.
He's dating his cousin?
I'm not dating my cousin.
No.
Whoa.
Tell her I'm not.
That's creepy.
She's gonna tell everybody I'm dating my cousin.
Is that really true?
No, he's not dating his cousin. He's just on a date with his cousin.
I'm not on a date with my cousin.
That's like family inbreeding.
No, Helen. There's no inbreeding. I know about inbreeding.
She's my first cousin. She's an art major. My dad brought her.
Joe's dad invited her. The cousin has nothing to do with Joe.
Are you sure?
I'm immortal, and I'm inbred. I know these things.
Well, Hercules, thanks for the tip.
And if Joe's not gonna ask you out, you should ask him out. I think you like Joe.
Well, between you and I do, and it seems like he was going to ask me out. Remember, I was talking to you, but...
But?
He doesn't have any self-confidence.
True.
Because he doesn't realize what a wonderful person he is.
How so?
How so?
Even though he doesn't know much about art.
Oh. And how do you know that?
She knows that.
But he's such a gentleman, so much fun to be around.
Really?
Really?
Though he doesn't know an Etruscan from the Holy Roman Emperor.
Etruscans are right after.
Before.
But Joe's so adorable.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Okay, well, I'm going back to the party. What a wacky note.
Well, wait, before you do.
No wonder they didn't show up.
I have one more piece of important advice for you.
Oh, my phone. Who's that?
You're an idiot.
She is a wonderful girl.
She thinks you're adorable.
I know.
So you gotta stand up like a man.
Tell her it's your cousin and ask her to the dance.
I'm going to do it.
I'll distract her, you walk around.
It's okay.
Ready?
Ready?
My mom just texted me, where's the bathroom?
Helen, one more thing. I want you to close your eyes and count to 3. And I have a wonderful surprise for you.
Okay.
So close your eyes.
Okay.
Count to 3.
1,
Go.
2, 3.
Open your eyes.
And
now.
Oh, hey!
Oh, hi, Joe.
Thanks for meeting me here, Helen.
You left this note?
I did.
Why?
Well, you see, I was wondering if...
Ask her.
I was wondering if...
Yeah?
Helen,
Yeah?
would you like to dance?
Dance? Really? I thought you're here with your girlfriend.
Cousin!
Aren't you here with that girl over there?
Well, you see, she's not my girlfriend. We're related.
She's your cousin?
First cousin, art major. Dad brought her. She totally understand, though.
Joe, I have a confession to make too.
Really?
Couple days ago, you asked me about that Roman head you like to stand near.
Oh, yeah.
I said it was Claudian. I didn't mean that its name was Claudian.
Oh.
I heard you tell some tourists that.
You meant the period.
There's an emperor, Claudius.
You are so smart. And I don't know what I'm doing.
I should have been clearer.
I think I told at least 3 people. I told one guy his name was Claude.
Hey, since we're here, I'm here, you're here, and it's a dance. Would you like to dance with me?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Oh.
So, who are those two? What did they do here?
They're both guards. And they were off work today.
We'll introduce you tomorrow.
So, they're safe?
They are safe!
Stop worrying so much, you'll chip your marble.
Oh, hey, customers.
You know, Marble Man, I have wasted half my life.
Oh yeah, which half? I love doing that.
No more.
Come on.
That's twice tonight.
The dance is once a year.
Please, I just got out of storage today.
Then live a little.
Oh, hey, I think I see Joe and Helen dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Right over there.
Oh, look at them.
I think he's about to kiss her.
I think he is going to kiss her.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. Kiss her.
Kiss her.
Kiss her. Kiss her. Kiss her. Oh,
No,
No.
he's not gonna kiss her.
No.
That'll take another year.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Well, hey, they make a nice couple.
I love the yearly dinner dance.
Me
It was a
too.
nice time.
And tonight, we weren't just scaring people.
No, we were like a force for good.
Everyone, put your hands in.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah! First century statues!
We're number one. We're number one. We're number one. We're number one.
Customer!